because, the tone was very confrontational, but we want to get to the main point. The point is this, that as you very correctly said, you're the custodian of EPF funds, right? Custodian. And as you have come and said in the media also, that you are going to subject that to domestic debt restructuring. And now the Supreme Court also has given a decision on that 30% bill. So either it will be subjected to DDR or there will be a 30% taxation levied on it. So that those are the options. So our primary demand is that, because whether we are members or leaving the discussion aside, our primary demand is that we represent thousands of workers. We are only few of us here. You cannot touch EPF and ETF funds because these are workers' savings. And when you look at plantation workers and when you look at factory workers, these are literally their only savings. So you can't touch that funds. That is our primary demand. And of course, then when we make that demand unconditionally, that is our primary demand here, that you cannot touch it. You are the custodian, which means you have to act in the trust of the people. So when you are the custodian and when you decide to slash EPF and ETF revenues without asking a single account holder, then you're not acting with legitimacy, and you're not acting as the custodians of the people, right? So that is our primary demand, and that's non-negotiable. And we also here to say that this EPF and ETF, because it's such a complicated economic issue in the start, people were very confused. It took us a lot of time to speak to economists and understand this. But once we did, we have started raising awareness amongst our members. So when people do find out what you all are doing here, that is slashing the only savings of people, there's going to be political turmoil in this country. So I just want to send that very clear message to you. But of course, now the question is, what is the alternative? Our country is in an economic crisis. This is the only thing which the government has been saying is this is our only alternative, and so on. So for that, which I want to say, and of course the others will also speak, say is we have given a statement in the media as to what alternatives you can propose. Inland Revenue Department has come up before the COPE committee and said there is so much of tax evasion and many of them are private bondholders, so you can take action on that. We have written to you several times regarding misinvoicing and transfer pricing issues, which no action has been taken so far. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa had said in Parliament there is 53 billion US dollars which has been stashed off in offshore account. Nothing has been done on your part. So there is so many other avenues and methods which the central bank could have taken in order to deal with this domestic debt issue, but instead you go and touch on the weakest of us and take our money. So I just want to give that initial point and an initial demand, and I want to say that is non-negotiable. You can't, as a custodian, you can't touch on our funds. Then you're violating the trust. Then you can't be the custodian anymore after you take such a decision. So that is what I want to say on my behalf. But others will also speak, and then maybe you can respond.
I want to respond first. I don't agree, 100% disagree with what you said.
You have a right to do that. As a
custodian, it's all the other issues you raise here. Here we are going to talk about the EPF as a custodian, how best we can protect the members of the EPF. So for us to protect the members of the EPF, this is the best opportunity that we have to protect the members of the EPF. Why I say that, but to say not to touch EPF is when you look at the proposal that Parliament, Executive, Judiciary and the Legislature all now have resolution has been approved. It's a law. If you say don't touch, then you are saying us let them subject to 30% tax. As a custodian, as a members of the representing APF, for their best interest is to participate in this exchange and get the best return that they can get out of this proposal. It's already, we understand you have petitions, you file, all this failed, or judiciary rejected, the Parliament accepted, Executive accepted. It's a country law, it's a law. From our side, what we can do as a custodian, the best thing that we can do for the members is to select what is the best for the APF members. This is what we are doing here as a custodian. We will select the ones. Now the Supreme Court judgment also given very clear. It's a not constitutional violation. It's a fair resolution. That's a landmark determination that was issued today. It's in public now. In the Parliament, it clearly says this is a very fair solution. This is for the best interest of the APF members. That's why we are making the decision for the best interest of the APF members. If we don't make that decision, as you argue, they will be subject to 30% tax. If not, then they will be worse than what's going to be the any other solution, because it's now become the country law. No one can ask monetary board to take a illegal decision. This has become a law. So you challenge it, no one has accepted. It's only your view. So we respect your view, but still it has been not accepted by all three judiciary, legislature, and executive. Now it's a law. So it's not that
It's not a law. The 30% taxation has not been passed. You know that.
It will be. That's why.
You know what the parliament is going to do before the parliament does it.
That's why we say
It's not law yet. It's not law yet. So you should not mislead the public. Don't once again mislead the public.
No.
30% taxation is not law yet. So even today you can decide and tell. Even today you can say
No, we
you're
can't
not
decide.
going to. Even today you can say September 11th is the final date. Even today you can say we will not subject the EPF to DDR. But you want the parliament to pass the
30%
30%.
taxation
So then
is
you can
also-
come and say.
One
Then
thing-
you can come and say.
If you say not to participate, then you're asking us to make EPF members liable 30%
No,
tax. You are
30%
making
tax.
it worse.
30% tax has not been passed by parliament
it will
yet.
be-
Unless you are saying you know what the parliament is going to do.
No, even-
Unless you are telling me today
This is not
that you know.
Last Sunday, Lanka
Monetary board has no authority to tell the parliament we participate or not.
You have
You told-
before September
Authority of
11th.
the parliament.
Before
It's the
September 11th, you have to
authority
take a decision. No, whether you are participating
We
in the
will
DDR
take
or
a
not.
decision only after tax law. If that
So
is
now you
enacted.
don't know that today. No, you don't know that today.
No,
Now whether
that's why
elect
we-
is
we-
going to.
we have
Supreme
made it
Court
clear-
may have said
Supreme
it's
Court
not. It
has
can.
made it very clear. that
Supreme
my
Court has made it clear,
statement
but it has
and
not gone to
also-
parliament,
We also
no.
made the statement.
Unless you
That
know
is
what
why
the parliament is going to do, in which case then there is no
No,
separation of
there's
powers
no
in this country.
participation, no.
Supreme
Unless-
Court is not they are not passing laws. They just like
Yeah, they just approved the law. Parliament has to pass the law. How are
And
you
they-
saying
they-
today?
they are not
What
looking
you are
if-
saying, if
How
you
are
don't
you
accept
telling
the
today?
parliament system, that's a different
How
story.
are you telling today what the parliament is going to pass tomorrow?
No, that's why we say only parliament is passed, this is law, then we will participate. That's why we are not participating yet.
Who created this proposal, sir? You did, right?
මේ පොලිසි තීරණ ඔක්කොම ගත්තේ ප්‍රතිපත්තිමය තීරණ ගත්තේ ආණ්ඩුව ඔබතුමන්ලත් ඇතුළත්ව ටැක්සේෂන් එක මේ සියල්ල තාක්ෂණික තීන්දුව අරගෙන දැන් ඔබතුමා කියන එක හරි එක විදිහකට මොකද ඔබතුමාට චරිත දෙකක් තියෙනවා මෙතන එක චරිතයක් විදිහට අවිල්ල මෙතන කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන රෝල් එකක් නියෝජනය කරමින් සහ ඒ අතරම මේ පොලිසි ඩිසිෂන් ගන්නෙත් මහ බැංකුව ඇතුළත්ව ඒ නිසා අපිට
පොඩ්ඩක් පැහැදිලි කරගන්න ඕන
ඔව්.
මේ තීරණ මහ බැංකුව ගන්න තීරණ වෙනයි. රජයේ මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශ ගන්න තීරණ වෙනයි. පාර්ලිමේන්තුව කැබිනට් එක පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ගන්න තීරණ වෙනයි.